Sizzle stir and chocolate flare, fresh ingredients, love in the air. Nourish your body, feel so fine. Healthy living every time.
Hello, my name is Hannah Romanowski, and welcome to Dancing in the Kitchen, a cooking show with a twist. This is where food, fun, and healthy living come together. In this episode, we're diving into the world of non-toxic living because eating green isn't just about what's on your plate, but also about creating a kitchen and a home that supports healthy living and your well-being. From fresh organic ingredients to safer cookware to storage swaps, small changes can have a big impact on your health. I'm so excited to have Isis Israel back on this episode to talk about non-toxic living and how to have a sustainable, toxic-free home environment. She's going to share simple, practical tips to help you create a healthier home without the overwhelm. Plus, we're going to whip up a delicious, nutrient-packed dish, of course, that's going to prove that eating green can be easy and delicious. I can't wait to share with you all the exciting, fascinating information that you're about to learn. So grab a wooden spoon and let's get cooking. I am so excited to welcome back on our show Isis Melinda Israel, who is a certified nutritionist, culinary chef, and wellness advocate, dedicating to empower individuals and communities to take control of their health through the power of whole foods, non-toxic living, and a plant-based diet. She holds a nutrition certification from Cornell University and additional certification as a nutritarian. I don't know why I can't say that word, but we're all about mispronouncing words on this show. How do you say it? Nutritarian coach. Isis is all about preventing, reversing, and mitigating disease through nutrition, through eating nutritionally dense and a plant-based diet. As the owner of Foodture in Windsor, California, she believes that true health begins in the kitchen. Isis is also an instructor for the Food for Life program by the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine, PCRM. This program is founded by Dr. Neal Barnard. Check out his work, it's really amazing. Drawing from her personal experience as a cancer survivor, Isis passionately advocates for the healing benefits of a plant-based lifestyle. In addition to her work as a nutritionist and educator, Isis holds the role of Senior Master Dealer for Salad Master in Northern California. Her mission is to inspire others to view food as medicine and teach them how to prepare simple, healthy, delicious, and nourishing meals, and how to take more toxins out of our environment, out of our kitchens, and out of our bodies. She's got some amazing strategies to share with you today. Stay tuned. Isis will be on here in just a few minutes. Well, hello there, sugar. Purr, and rev those engines. Here's a wild little word from our sponsor that's hotter than a Sunday drive. Isis, I am so happy to have you back on the back on Dancing in the Kitchen. We had so much fun last time.
It was a blast.
It was
Yeah.
a blast. We made an
I
incredible
even
salad.
danced,
You did.
which is wild because I'm not a dancer.
Oh, everyone's a dancer.
Okay.
You dance in your heart.
That's
I've
true.
seen you get down.
That's true. We've been to events before together.
Indeed. And when you eat good, you just feel vitalized.
It's movement, yeah.
Yeah.
And movement is medicine too, just like food is.
I couldn't agree more. Well, I wanted to have you back on because it's springtime, and this is a time a lot of people want to detox, want to be healthier and get out the old, bring in fresh, new health. And I know this is a topic that you're very passionate about and that you have so many resources to share with people. How can we live a more non-toxic life?
Well, I do think that's super important. Environmental toxins are a big factor for disease right now. And a kitchen is a big source of a lot of toxins, from our cutting boards to our plastic containers, to our microwave, to our cookware, how we're cooking, the sprays on our food and the chemicals. So, there's things we can do to really prevent being affected by environmental toxins in the kitchen. So I'm happy to share.
Thank you. And
Thanks for inviting me.
Yes, my pleasure. I'm so excited to have you share with our audience. And I have to say, even just you listing off all of those things, it's easy for people to feel overwhelmed because we're inundated with so many toxins.
Yeah.
So what advice do you have to people to just manage those feelings?
Well, I think that's something you get to control. It's easier. It's the things that we do every day that have the biggest impact on our health. And it's easy to make kitchen swaps. It's like, get rid of the plastic in your kitchen and store in glass. Get rid of the forever chemicals that you're cooking on and learn about healthy cookware. Lower the toxic load by following the Dirty Dozen list by the Environmental Working Group, and try to eat certain foods organic to lower getting glyphosate and toxins in your food. It's getting rid of, just those to me are so easy to make a swap. And they're affordable and you can control it. I mean, my passion is to teach people how to cook healthier, eat healthier. I mean, there are healthier cookware to use, and that's really why I advocate cooking with Solid Master. And a lot of people don't realize that every time you're cooking, you can get chemicals or metals leaching into your food, and then your food itself could be full of chemicals or glyphosate. So it really is approachable and easy. It's just being open to the information and making these small changes.
That's so true. And as you said, it's the things we do every day that matter the most. And what do we do every day? We eat, we prepare food for our families.
Yeah. And those are easy things to do. And that's what I love to do, is share that. I mean, I think spring is a perfect time to detox. It's really hard for the body to detox. Naturally, if we're eating enough dietary fiber and we're eating enough plants, we're naturally doing that over time. But sometimes we need an extra kick, spend a little extra time on detoxing, of getting rid of heavy metals and the buildup that can happen. And it really is about, food is medicine. Certain foods are going to help pull out certain toxins out of our body. And then the body itself is a miracle and machine. Like, it's designed to heal itself. So if we give it the right things and we allow that process, naturally it can heal itself.
That's very empowering.
Yeah. And that's what we're going to do today, is make some empowering, detoxing spring food, which is full of lots of greens, because chlorophyll naturally pulls metals and chemicals out of the body. And then it's going to be high in dietary fiber with having some legumes and beans. The only place that we get fiber is in plants. And one of the highest sources, because you need about 40 grams per day just to get rid of the toxins that we're accumulating. And most people only get like 10 grams of fiber.
Yeah, people talk about protein a lot, like how many grams of protein they're getting in a day, but I never hear people talk about how much fiber they're getting.
That should be the conversation, because it's not about where do you get your protein. Plants have protein. Broccoli has twice as much per calorie of protein than steak. It really is, where can I get this fiber? Because all of these chemicals end up in our bloodstream. They filter through our liver. They go down the intestinal tract. In the intestinal tract, the only way they're going to get rid of and go out your system is with fiber. And so if we're not eating that on a daily basis, we have something happen called intracellular cellular lipid, which is basically those toxins are going back through the system. And so we just want to assist our body to do what it wants to do anyway. And it's just by eating fiber and colorful foods that are going to help us through that process.
Fantastic. Well, I know you're going to show us an incredible recipe that's going to help.
Yes. So
Okay.
this soup is great. It's really full of a lot of herbs. We're actually going to make a little herbal, cheesy, delicious plant-based cheese to put on top of the soup. But we're going to start with using a leek here, which is in the allium family. But I want to give all your viewers like a little tip on leeks, because in the layers there's lots of dirt and sand, and most people are chopping it and then you have to rinse it. So I'm going to show you a little hack. And what you want to do, Hannah, is take the leek and just cut it down the middle. And then turn it and cut it down the middle again. And what this does is creates this opening like a fan.
So pretty.
But you can see, look at all that dirt.
All the dirt.
And I've already washed it, but we didn't get inside here. So then what you do is when that's fanned open, you just rinse out all that dirt and rocks and mud and everything that's in between the layers. And then you can chop it with a knife. So it's sort of like a dancing prop.
I love it.
Okay, so I'm going to let you
Okay.
actually just dice this up, just slice it.
All right. And how far up?
You know what? I like to utilize as much as possible when it comes to every food. I like to use the outside. It needs a little more washing. I like to use the inside. And why do we want to eat the outside of our food, Hannah? All the peels.
Well, yes, because most of the nutrition is in the peel or right beneath the peel. So
That's
when
right.
people peel their food, their vegetables, not only are they wasting their time, they're wasting the most nutritionally valuable part of the food,
Right.
in addition to the seeds.
That's true. So using the peel is important. And go ahead and chop that up
Okay.
however you want. And I'm going to get our soup pot, and you can, after you chop it, you can go ahead and just put it on the inside.
All right.
And while Hannah's doing that, I'm going to take and chop up some celery and some zucchini. So celery is an amazing food. So as we age, we lose something called hydrochloric acid in our gut. And our microbiome in our gut health is pinnacle to dictate the rest of our health. But as we age, we need a certain amount of acidity in the gut to break down the food that we're eating and to digest it properly, also to kill certain bacteria or pathogens. So celery tends to help build hydrochloric acid in the gut. In fact, a lot of people like do the celery juice kind of craze, and that's what it really is about, building the gut health. Now with celery,
Something about the leek makes me want to sneeze.
it's that allicin. It's that allicin. It's those compounds. As we break the cell wall, it produces allicin, which is a cancer fighter.
I could tell it was like clearing out my nose. It wasn't a bad thing. So that's the Allison.
That's the allicin. So celery also is considered a signature food. It looks like the bones of your body, and it's supposed to be good for your bones.
Oh.
So we've got some celery. I'm also going to cut up some zucchini. Now remember, zucchini is high in lutein, and it's good for your brain. It's a carotenoid. It's good. It's just important. It's also found in lots of yellow foods and green foods. So I've got these slices of zucchini that are going to go in our soup.
Okay.
All
So
right.
pretty. All that green.
And this is really, it's a cleansing soup. And that's the thing, food can cleanse us naturally, and all that dark and green. And I love the herbs we're going to put into this. But I'm also going to add a delicious thing that people don't eat enough of, which is lima beans.
Oh,
So
lima beans.
Lima beans.
Tell us more.
Fresh lima beans. Well, we know that beans are really high in dietary fiber, and they're naturally going to help detox the body. And lima beans, like if you're eating any dried beans, a bean grows. It's a fresh thing like this, like beans. We grow fresh beans, and then those pods dry up, and then they're dried beans. And then we rehydrate them and cook them. So lima beans are the fresh beans before they've been dried.
Oh.
And I just buy them in the freezer section. And so we've got peas and lima beans. We've got just some other beans, some string beans that are going to get cut up. We're going to add some garbanzo bean.
I love that.
These are my favorite beans.
I love garbanzo beans. I have a question. Sometimes people are afraid of beans.
They do get afraid of beans, and there's a lot of misinformation about legumes and beans and lectins, and they're not inflammatory. After 10 minutes of cooking, the lectins are broken down. And usually what I do, Hannah, is I'll take dried beans and I soak them. And I try to soak them at least overnight to 24 hours. This breaks this outside of the bean that's protecting it, because a bean is a seed. It's going to plant and grow a plant. And as it's being soaked, it's breaking down these proteins around the outside of the bean. And then you pour off that water, you just put them in a pot and you cook them, and they're not going to be inflammatory. And a lot of people will say, well, I can't eat beans. I have an issue with my digestion when I eat beans. And it's because they probably don't eat beans. So you have to change your microbiome. And the way that you do that is you introduce a new food. So you start eating like a tablespoon of beans every day, and eventually you're going to create the bacteria to digest it, and then you're not going to have the reaction. And a lot of people that are talking about toxins in the kitchen, a lot of people, why they have certain food allergies or issues when it comes to inflammation or autoimmune is because a lot of people are dealing with leaky gut. And one of the things that's causing leaky gut, so the lining of your digestive system is one cell thin. It's thin like tissue paper. Now, over time, as we eat food that's been sprayed with glyphosate or chemicals, these chemicals can break that tissue paper lining. Or if we're using toxic cookware and it's full of aluminum and cast iron and lead and cadmium that's in glass and all this, these little bits of metals over time are going to break down this lining of the gut. And then we're dealing with leaky gut. So then when we eat a food, we have undigested parts of food that go into the body, into the bloodstream. The body sees that as a foreigner. So it starts to attack itself, which is an autoimmune. So a lot of people, by lowering that toxic load in the kitchen, we can really start healing our gut, improving our health, and then we can introduce new foods and change our microbiome and get more of a vast majority, diversify our diet and eat more foods and not be limited because we're dealing with some sort of food allergy. We really can change that. So
that's such powerful information you just shared. And it's accessible. It's simple to make these changes.
Small changes, like look at healthy cookware. Reach out to us. We're going to educate you about healthy cookware and the science behind that. And then also like lower the toxicity load, eat more organic, and go for less toxins in the kitchen too. Like look at the soaps that you're using in your kitchen too, or your cleaning products. Like I clean with vinegar or baking soda. A lot of people are spraying chemicals around their kitchen to clean their kitchen too.
Right.
So, it's like layering. And our toxic load today is a lot higher today for the children being born than your grandparents. So, they're at a deficit. Do it for your kids. Like change out things in your household to help your kids, and also to create longevity for yourself is really lessening that, and eating foods that are going to support that natural detox. So getting back to the soup, Hannah,
Okay.
you want to put the beans and peas in the soup.
All right.
We got lima
Ooh.
beans and peas. Now we're going to add some water.
Okay.
That's another thing that we want, is pure water in the kitchen. And so there's the water. We're going to do these bouillon cubes. So these are just veggie bouillon cubes, and you want to look for something that doesn't have MSG in it and bad fats like inflammatory canola oils and things like that they bind little herb together, or certain palm fats. So we've got some healthy bouillon cubes that we're going to put into the soup that's really going to flavor it. And this is just a veggie one. So we're going to put it in there and get that started. And then as this cooks, I'm going to add a little garlic in here as well, and some fresh spinach. But our garlic we'll just do right into the bowl here. But we can put that on the stove and get it cooking.
Let's get cooking.
Let's get cooking. So I'm gonna chop up the garlic here, and as we break the cell wall, just like the leek, we're letting that oxidate, and it's creating these compounds that are going to help support our immune system and fight cancer. Really, it is about just getting more whole foods too, and eating less processed foods. And I know a lot of people opt for eating processed foods or to-go foods out of convenience because they're limited on time. And that's where they need to come to one of our cooking classes, because we have like simple tips and tricks that, a whole meal can be done in a half an hour, and you're not a slave to your kitchen. You can cook healthy, and you can cook fast and easier, and mitigate disease and reverse disease through food as medicine. So this garlic that's been chopped, we're going to put it in our soup pot here.
Okay.
And get that cooking. And then as it cooks, we're going to add some spinach. And we're going to add it the very last and just slightly wilt it. And some of the most nutritious foods are green foods because of the chlorophyll and the healing properties and the natural detox, and they're high in protein, and they're supporting our cells or helping us. And spinach is quite amazing food. And then we're going to add some cilantro. Now I have to talk about cilantro for a second, because if we have chemicals and metals, and it seems to be that chemicals and metals accumulate in our fat. Fat is a mechanism actually to protect major organs like your heart and your liver. And so a lot of toxins actually get stored in our fat cells, and a lot of metals get stored in fat. And in our brain, how much fat's in our brain, Hannah?
Isn't it like 60%?
It's 60% fat.
Yeah.
So a lot of toxins get stored in the brain, which can lead to dementia or cognitive decline. And cilantro, just like other green foods, but cilantro tends to be something that can help pull out heavy metals. And so cilantro is great for that. Now I do know, it's called the aldehyde. There's a compound that's in cilantro that if you have a variation on a certain gene, that it can make it taste soapy. But cilantro is delicious. I actually don't have that gene.
Okay.
So
Me neither.
I really, really love cilantro. It's about trying new foods and getting creative.
Right.
And not limiting yourself.
Right, because we want a lot of variety. We don't want to be avoiding a lot of these healthy foods.
So I'm going to have you chiffonade or just rough chop the basil.
Okay.
So oftentimes, when it comes to fresh herbs, because I like to use a lot of fresh herbs when I'm cooking and making salads, and I love fresh parsley, I love cilantro, I love mint. I try to wait to the very end to slice mint or basil, and that's because it can bruise and turn brown. If you do it to parsley, it doesn't change at all. It doesn't get that kind of dark color, or cilantro, but basil and mint tend to bruise and create like a dark little color. And to me, it's about being bright and beautiful. So we're gonna make this little herbal delicious cheesy oil that's going to go on top of our soup. And the way that we're going to do that, we're going to go ahead and add that basil in there, Hannah.
Okay.
And then we want to do the fresh parsley. And parsley really supports especially your kidneys too, because it's a diuretic, but it's a dark green, so it's high in chlorophyll and it's very detoxing. So green means detox. I mean, naturally we're detoxing all of the time if we put the right things in our body. A lot of people will do something called intermittent fasting. Do you ever do something like that?
Yes, it's so good for you. It's one of the most important things you can do for longevity, isn't it?
It is. It really is. So what it is, what they found, I mean, naturally, our ancestor, it was feast or famine. And that actually creates longevity, because if we're eating all of the time, always, our body doesn't go into something called autophagy. So we have something called IGF-1, insulin growth factor 1, and our body is always focused on making new cells. But when we keep our window of eating restricted, our body can revert into something called autophagy, where your body takes that energy, instead of making new cells, it goes and it gets rid of damaged cells or buildup of garbage in the body. So naturally we're not cleaning house unless we kind of limit. So one thing that I'll do is try to do a spring cleaning on myself and maybe do a little fast or a juice fast or a smoothie. Or you could focus on eating like this soup that we're making you today, because it's so bright and detoxing. So we're just doing a little self-cleaning.
I love that.
For spring.
And I know every spring you offer a plant challenge.
I do. I really feel like people they don't realize how good plants can taste, which I want to teach you how, but we run a 14-day Eat More Plant Challenge. And I have a 95-page PDF with tips and tricks, and it's about looking at what's in your fridge and getting rid of a lot of things out of the fridge, filling it more with plants and fruits, and just doing it for 14 days to see how you feel and what kind of results you'll get. It's just like a natural little detox for ourselves, just like we want to clean the kitchen in the spring, or clean the house, or clean out the garden beds from the winter and start planting the spring vegetables.
And what I love about this is that it's not about denying the enjoyment of eating and healthy tasting.
Right, you're eating still, you're just eating more whole foods and more plants. So right now I am chopping up something called Veal Life Parmesan. And it's a delicious plant-based cheese made from coconut and potatoes. And it's going to be a little addition to our soup on the top. And because of the carotenoids that are in all these dark colors, it's going to help make them more absorbable and usable. We're going to get more of the antioxidants by adding a little bit of fat. And I'm going to put a little
lemon zest.
Who knew?
Of course. Yeah.
I love lemons. I love the flavonoids and the antioxidants and the flavor boost, and how it supports our immune system. And we're just going to maximize the vitamin C and the benefits of lemon by getting that peel. And one of the most nutritious parts that a lot of people avoid is they don't like to eat that white pethy part. But because that's the bitter part, that's one of the most nutritious parts of the lemon. And a long time ago, most of our food, we consume bitter foods.
Right.
Because the way plants were growing, they had a certain amount of bitterness. But over time, they take those seeds and they hybridize them to get sweeter and sweeter and sweeter. So we're not eating the food how everybody used to. And so eating some bitter foods, I mean, I don't know, when's the last time you ate dandelion?
We don't typically in our diet, but we should.
Yeah. So getting a little bitter in your diet is important, because if you think of all the flavors, what are all the flavors in food that we want? We want
sweet, we want sour,
salty, we want savory, we want all these certain things, and we don't really think about bitters. So you can add that little bitter, which is actually a natural detoxer too. So getting a little bitter part of the lemon, or getting a little bitter part of some greens in your diet is important. I'm going to have you slice those lemons and kind of juice them into this cheesy mixture here. And I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil. And remember, we've got the parsley in here and the basil. Now we're just going to kind of break this up and break that cell wall to activate all the goodness, to get it starting to oxidize. And then all the flavors are going to meld together. And it's going to be a little delicious dollop of herb mixture on top of our soup, our green detoxing soup. So it's a little bit of cheesy goodness.
All right. And if people wanted to get in touch with you and learn more wonderful recipes from you, how can they do that?
Well, they can, of course, come to our cooking school in Sonoma County. It's in Windsor. It's Future. And the play on that, why I chose my company to call it Future, is because to me, food is the future of your family's health. And so I kind of did a play on food and future, like how can we be eating healthier every day into the future. So it's Future, and I do have a cooking blog with over 3,000 plant-based recipes. It's future.blogspot.com. And we do community cooking classes all over in the Bay Area. And also we offer in-home cooking shows and education. And we are doing a big detox cooking class coming up. So yeah, they can just reach out and learn more, because we want to share and we want to inspire you, because health starts in the kitchen.
Yes, sure does. We are filmed at Hidden City Ballroom in Point Richmond, California, and this is an actual real ballroom. We're in a church that was converted into a ballroom that is now a TV show studio. So it's amazing, it's wonderful, because we get to see dancers while we're here cooking. They're coming into class, and there's so much fun happening here at Hidden City Ballroom. We had a huge show last night. I catered the show. We had an incredible collection of performers and audience members here, and we had a ball at Hidden City Ballroom. So check it out. Check out our website. If you live in the Bay Area, you can learn about all the classes offered here. And it's such a community space to get together. That's what we're all about. We're about bringing people together through healthy food, through music and dance. And this is all ways that we can nourish ourselves. Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. Wow.
It's chlorophyll.
It's a chlorophyll chlorophyll soup. Look at all this green. It's so easy eating green.
I'm gonna add our cheesy, herbaceous, lemon garlic goodness.
Beautiful. I'll take the bowl.
All right. There we have it, Hannah.
Oh,
A spring cleaning soup.
it sure is. My goodness. Wonderful. Thank you so much for coming on, Isis, and showing us this incredible recipe and teaching us some wonderful tips about how to have a toxic-free life.
You're welcome, Hannah. I
Thank
can't
you.
wait to taste it.
Me too. Oh, wait, we have
should
the
taste it.
raffle.
Oh, let's do a raffle.
All right. Oh, my goodness. Ooh. Get your raffle tickets ready. What are we raffling?
We are giving away a Salad Master spatula.
Oh, that is fantastic. I love these spatulas so much. They are coveted. And the winner is 142571. Yay! It's so fun to win things. Come on over here.
There's a brand new one in the box.
Congratulations! It's so wonderful. I'm Hannah Romanowski. Thank you for joining us on Dancing in the Kitchen. Wishing you a health-filled, wonderful, chlorophylled, full life.
Healthy living made easy. We cook it up and keep it breezy. From your kitchen to your plate, good vibes get away. Healthy living made easy. Taste the joy, it's all so cheesy.
Want to learn more about products featured on Dancing in the Kitchen? Visit danceanddish.com to get in touch, or join the Dance and Dish community on Patreon for behind-the-scenes content and exclusive details about our favorite products.